When I get a ref and I can A/B it back and forth, or when I go from stereo to Atmos and I feel a room explode, every time it's the best feeling in the world. Every time. My name's Nick Squillante. My friends call me Squids. I'm an audio engineer out in Brooklyn, New York. I got my start in music, picking up a laptop and trying to record local bands and my band. I ended up over at Electric Lady in 2015-16, became assistant to Michael Brower. Nowadays, I'm in Brooklyn, New York. I have my 914 Atmos rig set up. I'm doing a lot of Atmos records. Some of those records include Dirty Head's Rescue Me, which went #1 on the Billboard Airplay charts. Finding Atmos mixers is a little bit trickier because it's a very new thing, and working with these artists and understanding how you can push that platform to the next level has been really where I've been putting a lot of my focus lately. Technology is all about moving forward as opposed to going backwards. You know, there's gonna always be vinyl. There's always gonna be stereo. There's mono recording, but there's always that next level that you can take it. And for me, Atmos was like a clear, I need to dive into that. This is something that needs to be spread, and it needs to be spread fast. You have people who are like, oh, you can do it in headphones. And then you got the guys who are like, oh, it won't translate to a room. Back and forth, back and forth. I'm like, I need a solid pair of speakers. And that's when I looked into Focal. These speakers are so transparent and they sound so damn good. It's just easy to turn them on and mix. You need a solid standing point when you're mixing. You can build a house on a foundation. These are the foundation of the Atmos mix. And I love the fact that I don't have to think about the speakers I'm mixing on. I can just trust them. Like, it's not something I need to worry about. I don't even try to remember that they're there. It's just sound around me. Where I have a lot of space, I can really feel when I'm moving stuff back and forth. It's incredibly, incredibly accurate, especially when I go to binaural, and it feels really good. The fact that I don't have to think about my speakers, and I don't have to think about, well, does that one sound right? When it comes to mixing stereo and comes to mixing Atmos, they're two different beasts for sure. I've kind of had this intermingling of processes now. I'm thinking in a more spatial way all the time about music now. It's really like, how do I get movement into a mix? How do I bring life into a mix? Because we're working with so many samples and so many loops and all kinds of stuff today. How do you make it different than the one that was on record B? I will try to do binaural stuff in stereo that will inform me later when I get to the Atmos process of what I was thinking there. How can I take this further in Atmos? How can I expand the space? How can I make these vocal effects just feel like they're all around you? The thing that struck me the most is that mixing in Atmos informed my stereo mixes way more than my stereo mixes inform my Atmos mixes. The #1 thing I would say about diving into Atmos, if you're like on the edge, would be learn. Don't stop learning, because the second you think you know it all, that's when you know nothing. We live in 3D. We live in that environment, and it's all around us, and that's what Dolby Atmos brings to the table.